Welcome to Jets Game Day presented by Audi. Here's your host, Eric Allen.
Welcome into a spooky Jets Game Day. Eric Allen alongside Bart Scott and Brian Baldinger. The Jets are in need of a victory over the New England Patriots Sunday. Bart, Jeff Ulbrich, the Jets interim head coach, said this week his team is pressing.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if you should press, but you definitely have to have a sense of urgency. This is a must-win. They're in playoff mode already. Every game is vital, and every game can mean something, whether it means tiebreakers or having a chance to win this division. But the time is now. They've lost games that they shouldn't have lost, and now they have to go get something that they won't be favorites in.
Jets are 6th in the National Football League in sacks with 21. Will McDonald has broke out here in his second season. He already has 8 sacks. That's second in the National Football League. So let's get into some film. We're presented by Moody's as always.
Well, let's take a look at Will McDonald last week. Here he is at his left end spot right there. And on the play, he's going up against a good player, Broderick Jones. And so when you look at it right here he is locked up because he doesn't know right here with Jaylen Warren and Russell Wilson if this is run or pass. So he's fitting the run right now. All right. But then once he realizes it's play action, now he turns the corner. All right, now he's like getting down to Russell Wilson, and he's closing quickly right here to get to him to take him down for his 8th sack of the season.
I'll tell you what, that's a veteran move to be able to convert from a run to pass. I'd like to see him maybe rip off more violently or arm over and bring the elbow down because a good left tackle or right tackle will come back and push you in the back and you won't get that sack. But he's playing at a high level, and they're going to need him to continue.
All right, you've talked all week about the power of 3 along that defensive line. You got Will McDonald. You got a foundational piece in the middle with Quinnen Williams. And now help is arriving in the form of Hassan Reddick. 27 sacks the last 2 seasons with the Eagles.
Well, 2 years ago, the Eagles had almost 70 sacks. I mean, they were setting records. But you watch him against Washington out here. Again, familiar spot right there at that spot. But you watch how the Eagles were playing right here. Like, he's beating the right tackle right now. And then you get this end coming here. And so when you get this, you get both guys winning on the outside. So both guys right here are winning. And then you get push up the middle right here. It collapses the pocket so the quarterback can't step up. You give yourself a chance to win like that. And Hassan gets to the quarterback on that particular play.
We always talk about hips, being able to flip the hips, get skinny, and then get back and climb into the pocket, as most quarterbacks are going to climb. You got to climb with them. He's one of the best to do it in a long time, and now you have 2 athletic guys where you can do inside stunts on one side and flush them to what we used to call the fish hook, what we used to use with Aaron Maben, and be able to get that and use those speed rushes as well, knowing that you have Quinnen in the middle pushing in, not giving the quarterback anywhere to run.
So here's another one here, okay? Against the Rams, Matt Stafford. Like, you look at Hassan right here, but then you get this right here, and you get this push inside. So I always think that you need 3. You need 3 to get to the quarterback effectively. So Hassan right here, like he's fitted right here, Rob Havenstein. You're going to get a corner turn here. You're going to get Hassan closing, and then you're going to get this defensive tackle stepping up. And so when you get that, now Hassan Reddick really closes good. Stafford tries to step up, and Hassan Reddick tracks him down from behind. You get the power of 3 right there.
Reddick is known for his pass rush ability, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL over the course of the last 4 seasons. But he also can help you against the run. Let's take a look at that.
So you watch him right here against the Miami Dolphins. Like, they're going to try to run this toss crack right here where they want this outside wide receiver to crack him, and they're going to try and get this ball outside to Mostert right here. And if you watch this play right now, like, he's going to beat the crackback with his speed right there and take down Mostert inside. It looks a little bit better from the end zone right here. So let's just watch him right here, because here he is, and he can feel the crack coming right here, all right? But they're in I formation, and they want to block him with the wide receiver. Well, it's just not going to work right now. His speed upfield right here is exactly what you need to beat that block and be able to take that wind back play that they have going on right here. So he beats both blocks, the fullback and the receiver, and he defeats the blocks with his speed up the field.
Bart, what do you think about the total package there?
I mean, I like it because understand, what's been happening to the Jets. They've been losing the edge on both sides in containing the quarterback. I think Hassan, because he's a veteran, he's also going to help Will McDonald to continue to develop and be able to be more stout against the run, to be able to have that type of dynamic.
Coming up, we're going to put Jets running back Breeland Hall under the spotlight.
Brought to you by Moody's, proud partner of the New York Jets. Welcome back to Jets Game Day, presented by Audi.
All right, Brees, we spoke 2 weeks ago, and you told me your main goal was getting back to feeling like yourself on the field. Do you feel like you've accomplished that?
Yeah, I think I've been playing pretty well. Obviously not well enough since we haven't been winning, but there's always room for improvement.
You've had 169 scrimmage yards and 141 scrimmage yards the last 2 weeks. So what was different about those 2 games?
I just think the coaches have been doing a good job of just putting me in a position where I could get the ball and just be myself, just go make plays, not trying to do too much with it. But also the O-line's been playing a lot better. Receivers have been blocking well, and then we got some new additions that have opened everything up offensively. So I think it's about time that we're going to get this thing rolling.
You're also the only player in the league with 300 or more rushing and receiving yards, and your 307 receiving yards lead all running backs. So what's made you so successful in that part of your game?
Just my coaches realizing that I can do both. I work a lot on it in the off season. I work a lot on it every day, pre-practice and stuff like that. So just knowing that, I have that trust from Aaron, that he can just throw me the ball and trust me to make a play with it. And then obviously, I'm going to run the ball as well. So just knowing that my coaches and teammates have that confidence in me to, just be myself and, do what I do when I get the ball.
What's that relationship been like with Aaron as it's progressed through these first 8 weeks of the season?
Yeah, it's gotten really well, and just seeing how he deals with the wins and the losses. He's always the same guy. So just gaining that greater respect for him and how, he's going to be the same guy every day. And just knowing that he holds myself, Garrett, Devontae, Jeremy Rucker, Tyler Conklin, our whole O-line, everybody to the same standard. So, it's been fun.
Coach Ulbrich talked in his presser this week about how Davante Adams gave a really powerful post-game speech in the locker room after the Steelers game. What did you take away from that?
He was right in everything he said. Just watching the film, everything he talks about, he embodies it as a player. He doesn't take anything for granted. He's willing to do whatever he needs to for the team, and he's always going hard. Everybody points out, he saved the pick 6 and everything like that. So just knowing that, he's only been here for 4 or 5 days and he's willing to put his body on the line and go make a touchdown saving play for the team. He gained the respect of a lot of people that day, and he had the respect of me, from before he even, got in the door. So it's been cool to be around him. He's a real chill, laid-back dude, and he's always just head down and working.
So you guys are going up against the Patriots again this week. You've already seen them week 3. What's that next step you want to see in your game?
Just continuing to, do it both in the run game and the pass game, but just do more. I feel like for me, I always just want to find a way to do more. My coach is challenging me. He's like, oh, you broke 1 tackle, okay, now go break 2. You got this 20-yard run, okay, make it a touchdown. So just little things like that, just always trying to do more.
So Aaron has also talked about playing more free. Is that something that you have also been trying to work on?
Not so much myself. I feel like I'm more, as far as on the offensive side of the ball, guys always say I'm more of the nonchalant, just out there, just real chill, demeanor and everything. So I feel like for me, not so much, but I feel like for the whole offense, we definitely had times where we're a little more stagnant and we're a little more uptight. So just getting everybody to feel like we can just be out there and have fun and just play our game is definitely the goal for sure.
And what's the main thing that you've seen from this Patriots defense that you kind of want to take advantage of?
They do a lot, but there's also some parts in their defense that you could take advantage of. So they do so much that they can't confuse you, but if you're on your P's and Q's, then you can find the little holes in their defense and make them pay for it.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, Brees.
This exclusive interview was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit AudiOffers.com for more information.
Thanks, Caroline. Now let's go inside the matchup presented by Microsoft. The Jets are going to face a rookie quarterback in Drake May, who's shown a lot of promise early in his career.
Well, he's going to start his 3rd straight game now. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes in his first 2 starts, okay? And it's not a great offensive line, but he's got a couple receivers that he trusts. Like, this is Hunter Henry right here. And he's just going to run this little stick route. But against the zone here, the ball's got to be well thrown because this is exactly right there. Like, he's got to stick this ball in that area. It's a small window. But the guy's got a good arm. All right, so he's able to make this throw right here, all right, to Hunter Henry. Now, here's another throw now. Here's Hunter Henry on the outside. Now watch the motion here. The pre-snap motion right here to get him inside. to become the number 3 receiver on the inside. And that's significant because he's going to run this vertical route right here. Jacksonville's going to run with him. And this is a throw that a lot of quarterbacks are afraid to make. Like right here, Drake May's got no fear making his throw down the middle of the field and making and allowing his receiver to go up and get it. I mean, it's a great catch, like over that middle linebacker right there, but he's not afraid to make that throw. And so that's significant right there because when you watch him, he's not looking for the check down. He's looking for the big play. And that's what he gets right here. He gets a big chunk right there down the middle of the field.
You talk about that's a mismatch, right? Whenever you have a linebacker against a tight end. And, I thought Drake May, when you look at that play, did a great job in realizing once the play started, you look at the rotation of the safeties, it basically turned into cover 2. So cover 2, number 3 up the rail is the read. And so he made that quick read and it was a decisive throw. The Jets and the safeties, that's injured in this game, it's going to be tough sledding because Hunter Henry is a threat.
Since 1950, Drake May and Dan Marino are the only 2 quarterbacks to throw for 500 yards, have 5 pass touchdowns in their first 2 games. Coming up, we're going to hear what the Jets are saying about their latest acquisition and get their thoughts on their matchup against the New England Patriots.
The Jets added firepower to the roster for a second straight week. The team traded for wide receiver Davante Adams last week, and this week, 2-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Hassan Reddick ended his holdout and reported to one Jets drive.
If he's ready, we're going to roll, because obviously we need him. He's a huge part of the success that we will have on defense. And everything he said to me is he's been conditioning, he's been working, and not just the condition, he's been doing football stuff. So I'm excited to see where he's at the next couple days.
The Jets traded for Reddick in April. His 50.5 sacks since 2020 are the 4th most in the NFL, and he's had double-digit sacks each of the last 4 seasons. His 13 forced fumbles in that span are tied for the 2nd most in the league.
Yeah, definitely a guy you got to game plan so that he can't wreck the game, right? I know you guys saw a bunch of stuff in the Pittsburgh game where we had to have a plan for TJ Watt. He's that caliber of a rusher that if you don't account for him, he can ruin the game. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for him as a pass rusher and playmaker.
There's no telling how effective Reddick will be in his first game with his new team, but interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich is confident Reddick can hit the ground running.
He's an experienced player. He's played in a similar defense to ours. So I think, as far as the schematic stuff that he's got to get caught up on, I don't think that's going to be a huge struggle for him. So now it's just seeing where he's at physically.
The other recent addition to the team, Davante Adams, had 3 catches for 30 yards last Sunday in his Jets debut, but his biggest impact may have been post-game where he delivered a speech to the locker room.
I had reservations about speaking up too early and being too vocal too early, but I felt like, in my mind I said F that because I need we don't have time and I got to do whatever I got to do to help this team move forward. And lacking energy, that's a prerequisite to be able to go out there and have a good year or have a good play or, whatever it is. So in my mind, it was something that I wouldn't have been able to sleep if I didn't speak up on it. And, I've got a lot of good feedback, which it wasn't a big rah-rah thing. It was just more, to bring awareness to it.
I won't say exactly what I said because there's some cameras rolling and colorful metaphors involved in how I really felt about the speech. But to paraphrase without using any French, I thought it was the realest speech I'd ever heard in a locker room in 20 years.
Adams may be new to the Jets locker room, but team captain C.J. Mosley said the message was exactly what the team needed.
I hope it resonated right after he's finished speaking. But yeah, obviously we're going to see this Sunday because, like you said, adversity's going to come. It would be nice to have a game like last time, but you can't prepare for that. We just got to go out there and do our job, and when that moment comes, let's respond the right way.
The Jets are amid a 4-game losing streak and have not started the season the way that they thought, but Ulbrich believes that the locker room is still strong.
When adversity hits, you see a lot of teams that splinter and start pointing the finger and things start to not only go bad on the field, but off the field, and I have not felt that at all with this team. I felt as adversity has hit, we've really started to respond in the right way and as opposed to pointing the finger at ourselves, and every man in that locker room and every coach in that coaching staff is doing that right now. And what can we all do collectively to get better and win some games around here. So, it's been tested. And I really believe sometimes adversity is a gift because you really find out who you're dealing with, and I think the team and the coaching staff is responding the right way.
Let's get into our great debate presented by HCL Tech. The Jets find themselves 2-5 after 7 games. What has to happen for the green and white to turn their season around?
Well, they have to come together, and they have to find a way to play as a unit and make sure that they are playing off each other and continue to build trust. The problem is this is a new unit, a lot of new parts. They don't have a lot of time together. So, even if you say, hey, I made one mistake, well, that one mistake compounded with somebody else's one mistake can add up. So you have to make sure that you learn from each other's mistakes. And the problem is you're trying to put this thing in a microwave and speed up the process that naturally happens organically. They're going to have to continue to try and put out their best efforts, but it's got to spend a lot of time off the field with each other, a lot of time on the field with each other, and a lot of time in the meeting room kind of understanding how each other communicates, thinks, and how they see plays the same and how they see plays differently.
Interesting take there. How about you, Baldy?
I feel like this whole team can turn this thing around if they get the running game going. We have yet to see a game where both Brees Hall and Breeland Hall can really impact the game. I think they're both very good backs. They have not played well up front. They haven't blocked assignment well. They haven't moved the line of scrimmage well enough. But I feel like if they want to turn this game around, they've got to break the other team's sword by running the football effectively. I think it's going to help the quarterback and help everything else, but they got to get these two backs going. And I think if they can start running the ball effectively, the way I think they can, I think it can really start turning this thing around. I don't think it's any one thing. I agree with Bart. They got to play together as a team and trust one another. But I think all that comes with wins. And I think it starts by being able to run the ball, and that's what I think their identity can still be.
Coming up, we're going to have some Halloween treats for you because Bart and Baldy are going to deliver their game day predictions.
This was presented by the official digital transformation partner of the New York Jets, HCL Tech, supercharging progress. Get 100% verified tickets to every upcoming game at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Jets and the NFL.
All right, let's get right into our game predictions presented by the New York Lottery. The Jets will rush for at least 170 yards. 170 against the Patriots.
170 yards. I don't think they rush for 170 yards, but I think the run game is well improved. I think it's going to be an emphasis on the run game, and I think the pass game will start opening up as all the receivers kind of come together.
All right, so you say no. How about Brees Hall reaching the 100-yard mark?
It's about time. He's capable of doing it. I think the big runs are coming. And the big runs where he finishes in the end zone, I think he gets 100 this week.
Hassan Reddick joins the Jets. The green and white will have at least 6 sacks against the Patriots and the Texans because they're playing Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. If you have 2 games in there, I think the team comes together. I think against New England, you have to play angry and you got to send a message and understand that, hey, this ass kicking that the Patriots are not about to get is not personal. But what is the Patriots always personal, and we got to take advantage of it.
Baldy, what happens first? Devontae Adams scores a touchdown or Hassan Reddick gets his first sack?
Well, Hassan's got the freshest legs. I think he's going to get out there and leave his mark. He's playing for a lot to fit in with his team, to show that he belongs. He's got to make an immediate impact. Fresh legs makes a big difference, week 8.
Gentlemen, what do you make of this 4 or 5 day stretch? Jets play the Patriots Sunday at 1 o'clock. Then they're back at MetLife hosting the Houston Texans Thursday night.
Well, that's why you got to take care of business. You got to take care of business because you can't play around and be in one of those games. You want to try and break New England early and get some other guys in, keep everybody else snap count down.
2 games in 4 days. You need 2 wins. Get back in this race. Let people know that we're not done. And you've got 2 teams that you could go to New England and win, and then you see the Houston Texans. They got on a short week. They got to travel.
Already beat up.
All right, they've been beat up throughout the year, whether it was Mixon or Nico Collins, whoever. Both inside linebackers didn't play last week. They're trying to overcome that, like a lot of teams. 2 games in 4 days, go get 2 wins, and feel real good with a little winning bye.
Gentlemen, the Jets have not swept the New England Patriots since 2000. It's time to get the brooms out and a little fall sweep.